Okay, we are back. I think I lost internet. We are having some storms around these parts, but it looks like everything is resolved. Sorry for the interruption, and if you're listening to the podcast version of this, you will not hear it at all.
You will never know.
So, yeah, I really think that blood fever, not necessary. I think Mosquito itself works well enough. But, Grizz, this is where things start going out of control. They make it to her camp, her final place of work or whatever. Yeah, and it's empty, right? It's a ghost town. And she's like, by this time of the year, like, this place should be freaking packed. Like, what's going on? So unfortunately for them, they kind of get an idea of what's going on, right?
They find this counselor, and he is a little worse for wear, as you could say.
He is a little parched. That's what they may say.
Right. Whoever did this isn't out there right now.
Ray, I already told you, this isn't a who we're dealing with, it's a what. Look at this body. Doesn't this
That thing is
what's going on
awesome
here?
looking. Yellow goo everywhere. The face is all sucked in and shit. Really fucking awesome. Real good, like, design on the dead bodies in this movie, right?
A lot can happen in a few hours.
I would love that my porch at Halloween. Like a fucking prop, dude. This shit would look so good.
Hell yeah. And he said the forever terrible thing. All right, we'll stay for a few more hours, right? Like, when you get that idea to fucking leave,
Big mistake.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta freaking go.
Fuck out of there.
Yeah, and I was thinking while I was watching this movie, this is another one of those things where it's like wrong place at the wrong time, right? If you would have started your job, maybe like a couple weeks later, you would never have to deal with this. It would be somebody else's problem,
No
right?
problem.
Or it could be one of those things where
No, if you started it a fucking day earlier,
you might be dead. Yeah,
and
your
you're
ass
fucked.
might be in the ground already. You might be a desiccated corpse. But
because like the next few scenes after that one, it looks like the fucking Jonestown massacre in that motherfucker. There's just fucking bodies and tents fucking everywhere, dude. It's insanity, those shots.
How fucking awesome is that fucking shot of like Parks like walking
I
through
love that, dude.
and just tons of bodies everywhere, except at one point there's a guy leaning against the tree, and you'll see the girl behind him. You see adjust her foot. I noticed it. I noticed somebody moving.
I'm not quite dead yet.
Yeah, but other than that, man, like, damn, that scene is awesome, and it's pretty powerful too, because it's like all people of all ages, and it just looks like something just stopped everybody in their tracks with like what they're doing, and it also shows that there's more than just like one or two of these giant mosquitoes. There's going to be a lot of them, right? Like, this is going to be a problem.
That's what I did like about it too. I like that it's a true like swarm of mosquitoes and not just like, oh, here's one big mutant mosquito that you got to fucking deal with. Like, it's never ending onslaught of giant mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's for fucking sure. But why don't...
What about the swarm? Is that a better name? The fucking...
I don't know if I think of mosquitoes when like you say swarm.
Okay. Well, swamp swarm. That's a little too weird. That's like
that's like a band. That sounds like a band.
That is a good band name. Yeah. Sludge band.
We really haven't spoken about our other characters here, and that's going to be the three bank robbers, right? The leader, I guess, is the oldest of them. That's Gunnar Hansen, and then there's two younger ones. One of them I think is a brother, and I think the other is a cousin, because I think at one point he says something to that effect. Pretty early in the film though, they actually off one of their own on accident because of one of these mosquitoes, right?
Trying to help them. I mean,
so the one is running through the woods, the other is trying to help him. He takes a shot at the mosquito, and instead he shoots his cousin. He shot him right in the spine too. That's a terrible way to go.
There's Gunnar with the fucking pump handle
with the Spas 12.
Great shot.
Look at that. Oh wait, it's not a semi-automatic.
I love how this looks.
Yeah, and he blows it to bits. Yeah, fuck yeah. But it's really kind of unexpected of the bank robber to kill his fucking cohort there. right? Like,
Yeah, I was surprised by that for sure. I mean, they kind of like tease it for a minute, but I'm like, oh, they're actually not going to do it. And then they do it, and I'm like, oh, fuck, that's awesome. That's kind of like realistic.
hey,
That could
man,
probably happen.
exactly. Like, it's not all going to work out like you think.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things in this movie is when they get attacked at night in the RV. Like, that whole sequence to me is pretty fucking awesome. You get a lot of
There were
that,
so
like,
many great scenes too to take from it, dude. I didn't want to. This was a hard choice to pull an RV scene because they all look so fucking good.
yeah, and like you constantly get those like what do they call that? It's not like rotoscoping, I don't think, but where they have like the film overlay, like the very old school way of doing effects like that, where you cut out the one frame and you add it to another. Whenever they show the mosquitoes flying at night, like in front of the moon, like the night sky.
That looks so cool, dude.
Fuck yeah. But let's play this RV attack here.
That looks like an Evil Dead scene.
Yes. They're trying to make an escape in this RV that they commandeered. And they're now being overtaken by the mosquitoes in there, but they are able to fight them off. Oh, there's like the superimposed.
Oh, wow, I love that one
mosquitoes.
coming through the window too. That looks great.
Yeah, they're coming from every fucking entrance. They're shooting out the side door. They're shooting out the windows. The one is attacking the two robbers in the back. Gunnar Hansen eventually gets a hatchet and then starts like chopping it up, takes a girl hostage. Can't be trusted.
I love the concept of having them like in that such close quarters, like these giant mosquitoes in this tight little RV, like causing so much panic. Like those scenes feel so hectic, and it's like such a great build for like the anticipation of what's going to happen throughout that entire thing.
I agree. And one thing I have to say though, like, don't you think these things would be a little bit more brittle? Like fighting them, like you could probably damage their wings pretty easily and like incapacitate them.
I mean, they're huge, so their wings are going to be a little beefier than like a typical, mosquito or whatever. These are toxic, fucking, alien mosquitoes.
Yeah, they are radioactive. Yes, you are correct. Yeah. That is something that is shown in the film, that they do put off a radioactive signature.
So it's like, yeah, they might have been like, refortified with the alien blood a little bit.
Yeah, you might be shit out of luck there, man. But eventually, this attack leads to them rolling the fucking RV, as per every horror movie. Almost, I hiccup there. As per every horror movie, like Friday the 13th Part 6 and all that shit.
You never get away with it, dude. They're always going to fucking roll that thing, man.
Yep, and they have to make a break for it, right? They decide that they're gonna hide out in this drainage tunnel system, but unfortunately for Junior, he goes back for the money and just doesn't make it in time. And the reason why I bring this one up is because this is one of the more wild scenes in the film, right?
It looks great.
So he just throws the money. He's like, fuck it, I'm out of here. And he gets stabbed in the chest. They start sucking him dry. And that's not what makes this scene crazy. It's the fact that they like don't cut away and the thing just keeps sucking at him. And
he pops.
Yeah, like his face looks like something out of fucking Beetlejuice. His eyes pop out. And then they eventually pop. Look at that. Yep, and then goos all over the place. What a fucking scene, man. Like, that one is also another scene that comes out of nowhere. Like, did you expect to see such a, like, violent death when it comes to this, like, giant mosquito movie?
Absolutely not. That's what I'm saying. You don't see a lot of that on the USA fucking network, the ones that they show. It's pretty heavily edited. You don't see the kill before this where it's like these campers in the woods hooking up. And the one camper girl, she's like naked in a tent. She gets her ass cheek fucking sucked dry by a goddamn mosquito. Like,
that shit is nuts, man.
Yeah, that's like, holy, I've never fucking seen this scene before. And like, now that I'm seeing it, this movie is fucking cool as fuck, man.
That scene actually made me wince.
Yeah.
Like that. It looked painful. And her boyfriend actually like sees her getting attacked and just fucking runs away.
Like,
well, actually, no. He actually does he gets attacked, right? But he doesn't really like run to her aid. Yeah. He just kind of like,
no, he's not.
Yeah, oh, man, everybody's just running away.
That's it, man.
Yeah. One thing I like about this movie, or at least another thing I like about this movie, is the fact that they do almost like a Night of the Living Dead type thing. they find this old farmhouse and they decide, let's fortify this, and like this will be our safe place for the night, right?
After they were in the sewer for a little bit fighting off. It's like there's so many different like plot points of like different scenes that they go through. There's like, you know, the campground, now they're in the RV, now they're in the sewer, now they're in an abandoned house, man.
They go to the first campground when their car breaks down. Then they go to the second campground where she's supposed to work. Then they go to the RV. Then they go to the sewer. Then they go to the house. It's
cool
wild.
though. Like it's a cool like jumping off, like, you know, how are they surviving throughout the night? Like where are they going? How are they getting there? It's a cool like pacing, I guess, throughout this. Like it carries you along nice because you're constantly like getting into a different environment.
Yeah, and they keep flashing to like other people, other random people, victims of the mosquitoes. So there's always something going on. Right? It's never just like a stagnant thing. There's always something going on. The story is constantly just moving forward. And this is where we get our callback to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Right? They're in the house. They're fortifying everything. They're looking for more weapons. And
this is the best scene in the movie. Honestly, this is the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, Earl finds himself something familiar.
Any luck with that thing?
No, not yet.
God damn it, Parks.
Yeah, so Gunnar Hansen walks in with something under a sheet.
Thought it might come in handy.
Giant
Man,
fucking
I haven't handled one of these
chainsaw.
babies in 20 years. Feels good.
I love that.
Yep, and that's our callback. Yeah. Apparently everybody loved him on set. Apparently he was a fucking super nice dude, easy to get
I
along
imagine
with.
he was, dude. He looks like fucking Jerry Garcia, for Christ's sakes. He's got to be a fucking sweetheart.
Well, according to one of the videos that I watched, like about this, they had like a rap party, quote unquote, and they all like watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he did like a live commentary.
Oh, goddamn. That'd have been fucking epic, dude. That'd be so cool.
That's fucking so sick. I wish I could have saw that. R.I.P. Gunnar Hansen, man. Damn. They did him dirty. They did him fucking dirty.
Yeah.
All right. But hey, what can you do? So they're in this house, and of course, what happens, man? It turns into a siege film. They are now fighting for their lives against
safe.
a swarm of giant mosquitoes. Yeah, you are in a bad place when you are fighting giant mosquitoes.
Fuck yeah.
But they do put that chainsaw to good use, right? We do get to see Gunnar rip that thing.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't just like a callback, like, oh, look, he found a chainsaw. Like, throughout the rest of the movie, like, Gunnar and this chainsaw are together and, like, play a major role.
Get off the rail, help me!
I like this part here. He does rip these wings off.
Yeah, he does. He rips them out. They're all trying to fight. There's Ron Ashton. Found him under a rowboat.
Yeah. Nice.
Damn, look at that. Imagine this was shot on video. There's Gunnar.
That's such an Evil Dead shot, dude. That fucking face on, getting sawed.
Yeah, it looks like whitish goo coming out of it, right? It's not necessarily just like red blood. I love it, man. I love all the action sequences like that in this movie. In the sewer when they're all shooting the guns down the tubes and blowing the mosquitoes up. I wonder how many mosquitoes they actually made and destroyed. You know?
Oh, there had to be a bunch, man. I wonder if there's any of those things around still.
Yo, we gotta ask. Gotta ask, man. You want one of those
I need one of those mosquitoes.
You need one for your living room. But eventually they figure out, just like in a lot of other, 80s, early 90s horror movies, the source of this plague is coming from the basement. Right? There is a giant mosquito nest, hive.
Yeah, hive. Yeah,
whatever the hell you want to call it. And they decide, fuck it, we're going to blow the whole shit up. And we have the scene here because this was a miniature that they blew up for this scene, but it looks awesome, right? It looks really good.
At first, you'd be hard pressed to think it was a miniature, dude. It looks fucking really good.
Ready?
No.
One.
So Ray and Megan jumping off the roof to safety. That probably would break your leg. They look really high. Gunner still fighting these things. Yeah.
Louis.
Gunner's chainsaw hits the rock and causes the gas to ignite and blow up the whole fucking house. And yeah, you'd have no idea that that's a miniature. If somebody didn't tell you, you would have no fucking clue. They did an awesome job on that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, our fucking boy Parks was still inside the house when the fucking thing blew up. He didn't escape like the plan was. They were all supposed to pull these cords, let the mosquitoes in the window, count the fucking whatever, and get out. He didn't get out in time, man. So we might have lost Parks in the mayhem.
Did we, though?
Did we?
So they're going through the rubble of this burnt out building.
We gotta find Bubba.
And what do they find in the fridge?
Oh, there he is.
Parks, man.
Yeah. That was the best.
Yeah, so the Crystal Skull Indiana Jones movie may have stole this, bro. They may have stole.
God damn. I love that.
He's like the Ken Foray we got at home.
Yeah, dude.
Like I want Ken Foray. It's like you got Ken Foray at home, and it's like Ken Foray at home. Even though I do really like him, I do really like
he's
him.
awesome.
He's a great character in this. But yeah, they end up destroying the mosquito nest, and we don't get to see anything more with the aliens though, unfortunately, and that does bum me out too.
Yeah, it'd been great to have the callback at the end. Like everything's it's finally wrapped up, and then like, something happens. They get abducted or some shit, something cool.
They don't even find the alien ship, which I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, there's a down alien ship in this fucking movie. There's no mention of this crash. Like what the? Oh, dude.
It looks like an Imperial probe droid from like the one they have like on Hoth and all that shit. Very similar. I'm having a hard time fucking speaking after we lost connection for a second. I feel like I'm on edge. But that was Mosquito. As you could tell, I love that movie. One of the best creature feature films of all time. I will say it.
I'll say I agree with you, dude. Like I don't really get into these, and like this one, I really fucking enjoyed. I would watch this again, no fucking problem.
Yeah, super well done. Super gory for a movie that they used to play on USA Network all the time.
Effects are great.
Yeah, this movie's fucking awesome. Gunnar Hansen looking awesome in this movie. Has like he's a main character. Like it's not like you only see him for a minute. He's in 3/4 of the film.
And I'm not gonna say his acting is fucking superb throughout the whole thing. It's a little rough at times, but man, he's such a lovable character, and like to have that iconic callback to fucking TCM where he finds the chainsaw, just a fun fucking movie for horror fans, man. Like,
yeah,
you don't even have to be a fucking creature feature fan to get in it. If you're a horror movie fan, this hits so many notes, man. It just happens to be a fucking giant fucking mosquito movie.
Yeah, I agree, and you could find it in multiple places to watch. Highly recommend it. But Grizz, next week at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@badtastevideopodcast. I'm extremely surprised I got that out without fucking that up. We will be watching it took me a second to find this one, and Grizz had to send me the link. Milwaukee Murders from 1991, a movie I've never seen before. I've seen the tape around.
A regional horror film. They're usually hit or miss, so we're gonna see how this one plays out. I've never seen it either, man.
Yeah, skim through it. Looked right up our alley, but you never know, man. We gotta test the waters first.
This looks as shot on video as they come. So, hopefully it pays off with a little bit of gore at least. I'm expecting some. So
I definitely saw at least one thing. So who knows, man? And that'll be next. That'll be next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But Grizz, it's time we head over to the wide world of metal, and we're doing something just slightly different this week.
It's a little change up, man.
Why don't you take our hand and just lead us on this magical journey?
as I look through these bands every week, and I'm constantly trying to find stuff that I'm going to try to get into, and I kept seeing this one record label putting out amazing bands that are just killing this old school death metal, this like just death metal revival that's going on right now. This label is Iron Fortress out of Kansas City, Missouri. This label is stacked with amazing bands. I pulled 3 of them for us to sample a little bit of like what you could expect from from this label, but this by no means is even close to giving you a full idea of the different sounds that this label is signing. Because if I was a young fucking dude playing, like trying to get that old school death metal sound going and shit, I'd be so excited to see a label putting this much effort in promoting and getting behind their bands as this one is. I think that's so important, and like this label is doing a really great job, man.
Yeah, for sure. Which one do you want to start with, man?
I know which one I want to save for last because it's just my favorite. But we're going to start with Groaning Wretch, Necrotized Lining. This is off of a split with the band Tar. This is their side of the split, basically, is this one song. But this song is a fucking crusher.
Awesome bass tone.
Yeah. Yeah,
Awesome vocals.
Love the drum sounds, man.
I gotta say, I like the artwork too. How like the art is interacting with the band names on the split.
Yeah, they're holding on to it and shit. Dude, that's dope.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. Yeah, that is. I definitely enjoy that stuff. That's like, to me, that reminds me of just like a modern Cannibal Corpse type, like 90s death metal sound.
Letter, for sure.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that vocal delivery is so good on there.
Heavy
Man.
as shit.
That guy fucking rips.
Dude, that fucking vocalist, that's awesome. That's heavy shit.
Yeah.
What do you want to do next?
So next we're going to get into a band that is named after something that we're giant fans of, Italian horror, and even more so, we absolutely love the movie that this band is named after, and that's Anthropophagus. What a steal! I'm grabbing that name.
For sure.
This song is called "Postnatal Abortion." Great artwork.
Yes. Hey, this reminds me of like the death metal bands that used to play on Long Island, like when I was in like high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's got like that groove to it, like almost like borderline like a hardcore riff. You know what I mean? But
It does have a little bit of a hardcore thing going on to it. That groove that you're talking about.
that's definitely like a nostalgic sound for me. Seeing a band that sounds like
Really?
that, like at like the the VFW hall or like some shitty bar somewhere.
And it's great because this is a good kind of example of how like these are two bands that don't sound identical but in the same realm of like what they're trying to do, and just great production. Like I love that this doesn't have this super modern production on these things. These are like all bands that kind of sound like produced in like an old school way.
Yeah.
They're not like super dialed up or anything.
Yeah, it's not necessarily like lo-fi, but it's not like super high polished modern metal. You know how like a lot of people are doing very digital sounding type thing, which there's nothing wrong with that. I like that shit, but yeah, it works. And you know what's funny?
The last one, man.
It's funny.
Holy fuck.
This was my favorite too. It's funny.
I know
how that happens,
yeah,
right? You do it.
yeah.
You fucking do it.
Honestly, I could do a whole episode just on this fucking band and this album that they put out. It's so good. But this band is called Catacomb Abscess. Song is called Paralyzed Face. This is only the intro basically of like this song, but it's just like it's too good to pass up, man.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Now that is a fucking dive, man.
It is so fucking good, dude.
Yeah. That makes me want to try to put a fucking tremolo on my Ibanez baritone.
And fucking slam that fucker, dude.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, that was.
But that is only like a small snippet of like what this label has to offer. I'm talking, there's got to be over like 30 to 40 bands on their Bandcamp page that they've put out these different albums for. Go check out Iron Fortress Records, man. Kansas City, Missouri. Get on their Bandcamp, buy their fucking releases from these different bands. Support both the band and this company, because this is what keeps this shit alive to me, man. Is fucking great, independent companies like this promoting these bands into then eventually getting signed by the remaining big labels that they're actually going to be able to make a little bit of fucking money.
Yeah,
on,
pay your bills with it.
Yeah,
make it less of a hobby, more of a make it more of an income.
Part-time job at least.
yeah. But I really enjoyed that, man. I really liked looking at like kind of like a sampler of these smaller labels that are out there doing the Lord's work. Right.
Yeah, I'll definitely do this again, man. This is fun. I think this is a good idea.
Gone are the days of Victory Records and all that shit. All those fucking people ripping everybody off. But I really do like this. I think we should do this again. I think we should find some more like labels, do like a small spotlight of the bands that are on the labels and stuff. Not just do fucking, Epitaph or like Metal Blade or Century
Believe
Media.
me, you won't see me doing those anyways.
But Grizz, I think that just about wraps it up for this week, right?
Great time.
We've
Even with
had
the technical difficulties,
we
survive nonetheless.
As per usual, we make it through. We made it through another heat wave also, made it through some crazy fucking storms.
I'm so sweaty right now.
Yeah,
dude.
me too.
It's disgusting.
Me too. I was fully expecting my power to go out. So for us to only lose internet for like a minute, like that was pretty good. But we'll take it. But like I said, if you're listening to it via podcast, you did not even hear that. So
nothing
very
happened.
good. Yeah, nothing even fucking happened. But Grizz, where could they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Instagram at Kane_enabler.
And you can find me at Bad Taste Video. And you could find everything we do at www.badtastevideo.com. Next week, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be covering Milwaukee Murders from 1991, a shot-on-video movie that neither of us have ever seen. So that should be another fun first.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and we're slowly but surely making our way to the Halloween season. Maybe we'll actually get into the festive mood this year, right?
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll fucking see. But I want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank everybody who stayed through that fucking technical shit show.
Our shit, yeah.
Yeah, but we will see you next week with Milwaukee Murders, and goodbye.